Welcome to Guitar Books, the podcast. My name is Joe McMurray. I'm excited to be with you here today to talk about The Inner Game of Fingerstyle Guitar by Adam Rafferty. Now, this is a book that is different from any that I've previously reviewed on the channel. All the books that I've previously reviewed have been either method books that teach you the nuts and bolts of playing guitar, or repertoire books that teach you specific arrangements of tunes. This book reads more like a non-fiction self-improvement novel. It's a fun, fast read. It's full of practical advice on how to become not only a better guitarist, but a better human being in general. The author, Adam Rafferty, is an incredible musician. He's a fingerstyle guitarist who has been extremely successful on YouTube and touring. One of the reasons he's been so successful is not only because of his talent at playing the guitar, but he's an incredible arranger, and he has arranged lots of popular tunes by bands like Michael Jackson and the Beatles, and he's arranged them for fingerstyle guitar, and he performs those, and people love them. He's got successful online courses, and he's really been... I've learned a lot from him personally. I even did an interview of him on Fret Buzz the podcast about 5 years ago. He's a great guy, and he's written a really great book here. I like this book. It's something you can read when you don't have your guitar with you. You can sit down in your coziest chair or on your porch, and you can read this and get some inspiration to help you improve at the guitar, to get out of a playing rut. A lot of great information here. As I mentioned, the text flows really well from topic to topic. It's easy to read. Every section will provide you information on how to improve your playing, organize your practice time, conquer your performance anxiety or your stage fright, connect with your audience, and much, much more. I'd recommend this book to players of all skill levels, although it is extremely helpful for beginner and intermediate fingerstyle guitar players, or just beginner and intermediate musicians in general. So before I talk any more about this book, I do want to make sure that you have heard about my book, which is called Arranging for Fingerstyle Guitar. It's available as an ebook. You can purchase it through the link in the show description below. In this book, I show you how to take one very simple melody, and I show you how to arrange it in hundreds of different ways, all within the umbrella of fingerstyle guitar. Hopefully in the end, you'll be able to arrange any melody for fingerstyle guitar, and it might help lead to songwriting, and there's a lot of benefits to understanding arranging. Also, if you haven't heard my music, please check out my latest album, which is called Pins on the Map. This is full of fingerstyle guitar, fingerstyle ukulele, and piano tracks, and I released that earlier this year. I'm really proud of it, so check that out. And now we can get back to Adam Rafferty's book. So if you're looking for ways to motivate yourself or get over a musical plateau, this book would be a great investment of time and money. It's a great supplement to other instructional books or in-person lessons or online video courses, because it is something that you can read for 10 minutes before your practice session. You can read it while you're waiting at the doctor's office or while you're traveling. You know, it's full of text. You do not need your guitar in your hand. Now I'll go ahead and jump into some of the details inside the book. So the book is organized into 3 parts. So the first part is your soul, the second part is your craft, and the third part is your listeners. Part 1, your soul, contains a lot of the ideas that you might find in a general self-improvement book. Most of the advice is not specific only to becoming a better fingerstyle guitar player. Adam recommends focusing your efforts on playing music that really speaks to you, focusing on your strengths, and setting goals with specific plans to achieve them. Some of this information in this section may be a little heady for some readers, with ideas of musical truth and allowing your subconscious mind to guide you towards achieving your goals. But even if that's not your cup of tea, you'll still likely find something useful in this section, and you will be rewarded with other practical advice later in the book. In part 2, your craft, Adam discusses how to actually improve as a musician. He goes over the stages of artistic development, which is very useful for understanding where you are with your playing and what you need to be focusing on. And he goes over the 10 areas of musical study with concepts like what to play and how to play. He discusses how to practice guitar effectively and how to get out of a rut. So this section of the book is really the meat and potatoes of how to get better at the guitar. It's a great overview of what is actually involved in mastering your musical craft. Moving on to the final section, part 3 is your listeners. And this section is really wonderful. It showcases some of what Adam's really great at and why he's been so successful, because he really is an incredible musician. He has a background playing, he played classical guitar growing up. He actually played blues guitar, fingerstyle blues with Woody Mann, and then he played classical guitar, but then he really became a jazz guitarist. And he studied with a guy named Mike Longo, a pianist out of New York City, and he is really a jazz musician, but he discovered Tommy Emmanuel, and he decided to do the solo fingerstyle guitar thing, and he's been so successful because he decided to take popular tunes and arrange them for fingerstyle guitar, and this really engages his audiences. People love hearing Michael Jackson tunes and Beatles tunes and Stevie Wonder tunes, and he plays them incredibly well, and it's a really smart thing to do. It's why his videos have taken off on YouTube, and he has audiences at his live performances when he tours. He's mostly in Europe now, but he discusses a lot of his approach to being an entertainer and a businessman in this section. He provides practical advice for finding gigs, for dealing with stage fright, and for satisfying your audiences. I really love how he talks about the balance between playing music that's inspiring to you as a musician, but that's also entertaining and satisfying for your audiences. So with his arrangements of popular tunes, he's playing tunes that the audiences know and love, but he's able to inject his artistry into these arrangements. So he's been very successful with that, and he gives you lots of great information in this section about how to generally approach this stuff. So that's the bulk of what this book is about. There's lots of information. If you are interested in Adam Rafferty and what he does, definitely check out his YouTube channel. He's always putting out new arrangements, performance videos of him playing these arrangements. He's got multiple online courses where you can learn step by step how to play a lot of his fingerstyle guitar arrangements. He's got albums out on all the streaming services. He's got a great podcast called the Fingerstyle Guitar Hangout with Adam Rafferty. I love listening to this. He interviews other fingerstyle guitar players, and you can check out my interview with him on Fret Buzz the podcast with one of my previous mentors, Adam Sefcik. This is available on all the streaming podcast platforms as well. So before I let you go, I do want to talk a little bit more about my book, Arranging for Fingerstyle Guitar. I mentioned it earlier. I said that I show you how to take one very simple melody and arrange it in hundreds of different ways, all within the umbrella of fingerstyle guitar. So I take this very simple melody that you know, and I show you how to put a very simple bass line underneath it. I show you how to add inner harmony between the melody and the bass line. I show you how to put an alternating bass line underneath the melody, so Travis style. I show you how to arpeggiate underneath the melody to give you that beautiful flowing sound. I show you how to put the melody in the bass. I show you how to harmonize the melody in thirds and sixths and tenths. I show you how to utilize artificial and natural harmonics within your arrangement to add pizzazz, and they can be very useful for making the arrangement flow more smoothly. And then I get into something that's extremely important when you're arranging. It's just crucial to choose the proper key for your song. So in order to do that, you need to understand how to transpose the song into other keys. So I show you how to do that, and I show you the benefits in different keys, every song, not all songs sound great in G major. It just kind of depends on the range of the melody, and there's a lot of factors. And then I get into showing you how to utilize alternate tunings. I don't teach alternate tunings the same way that a lot of method books do and a lot of teachers do. I tend to use alternate tunings to help me get out of a technical situation where I might not be able to reach specific bass notes or melody notes. I might drop a string in order to provide myself with different access to bass notes or melody notes. So I go over that. And then one of my favorite sections in the book is there's 2 chapters on reharmonization, because when you're playing fingerstyle guitar, you don't have any lyrics if you're not singing. So in typical pop songs or rock songs, the verses all have different lyrics to keep it interesting. When you're playing instrumentally, all of those verses sound the same typically. So you can create variations in 2 ways. You can create either melodic variations or harmonic variations. So in these 2 chapters, I show you how to create harmonic variations. This is called reharmonization, where you put different chords underneath the melody, and those different chords can really change the feeling of a song. And it's really fun to do, and I enjoy reharmonization and I like teaching it. So check this out. The book is available as a PDF, an ebook you can purchase it through the link in the show description below. Also, if you haven't listened to my music, again, please check out my latest album, Pins on the Map. It's my 3rd fingerstyle guitar album. There's also a couple other albums out there that you can check out as well. And I've really enjoyed being here with you today and talking about Adam Rafferty's book, The Inner Game of Fingerstyle Guitar. It also says how to blend your intuition, intellect, and emotions to achieve guitar mastery. So that's all for today. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.